Hello everyone. J Armo, KJ, Timothy, what's up? We'll give it some time so some more people can join and then we'll get started. Man, oh man. It's been 2 weeks. Holy shit. Still pretty tired, but finally back home. Ready to crush the markets again. Miami Music Festival. Yeah, something like that. We've done a lot. First time on stream. Nice, man. Welcome. AGLF, what's up? So yeah, if my voice sounds a little different, that's the reason why. But yeah, we'll try our best to give our thoughts. I think I have quite a lot to talk about, to be honest. We're still long, expecting higher, and I'll give my reasons why. I think I have plenty of them to stay in my long. But we'll go over that in a second. I feel like this rally is just people shorting all the way up, which just acts as fuel for us to go higher over and over and over again. But yeah, we'll get into that in a second. Hello, Burnt. Benny, I think too much alcohol. Yeah, possibly. We'll take it easy these next couple days, and then on Monday, trading wise, you know, not gonna rush into any positions, mostly gonna be watching price action until Monday, and then we'll see. $12-hour SFP looking for a lower high. We'll get into the charts in a second. Gonna wait like 4 more minutes, hopefully get some more people in here, and then we'll start. The stream will be, you will be able to re-watch the stream after, so if you miss a part, that's fine, you know. Anyways, how have you guys been doing? Not getting chopped up in this range? I mean, not a lot happened, to be honest, while I was away. We've simply been ranging. Hopefully we break out soon, though. To the upside, yeah. We'll see, I guess. Music, not too loud. Can you hear the music? Can you hear my voice? Probably you do. But is everything fine? Nothing too loud or anything? Can you see the Bitcoin charts? Can you see my mouse? Everything works fine? No music? Yeah, the music is not loud, but better like this. Yeah. Music is nice on the background. All right. Well, I think there's 60 people in here now, so I think we'll get started, right? First things first, thanks to the sponsor of the live streams, Bybit. Lovely exchange. I have a link for you guys in the description you can use if you enjoy the content shared. If you use the link, you'll also get access to my Discord group, fully free. Nothing you have to do. All you have to do is make an account with the link in the description and just trade on it. All right, so just deposit some money, do some trades on the link in the description, and you'll get added. If you do so, you can also use all Coin Market Manager, the journaling software, all for free. So an online platform where you can get your equity curves and all that kind of stuff. So that's nice as well. Also all for free. And you can also get up to $30,000 in bonuses. Okay, so check it out. Leave a like on the video, on this live stream. I see we already have 20 likes. That's lovely. But if you're watching, takes 1 second, just tap the like button. Hit the subscribe button. We're still not at 5K subs yet. Trying to hit it. Also, just takes a second. And it helps me a lot to grow on YouTube, okay? Right, so now that we've said all of that stuff, let's talk about Bitcoin, right? What Bitcoin has been doing, what we have traded, and what we're expecting in the future, potential game plans, potential trades, right? So I'll start off actually... yeah, we'll start off on a clean chart, you know. So we'll start off like this. Whenever you're analyzing a chart, always better to start off on the higher time frame. So that's what we're gonna be doing, right? Now, on the monthly, okay, what we were talking about in previous videos, previous live streams, right? These last couple of weeks was this monthly breaker, right? We were talking about this monthly breaker, previous month's low, and this month's high. Okay, why this month's high? This month's high was the high that got swept and then we closed back under. We said the draw on liquidity might be on last month's low, which was this low. And we said the area we're gonna be watching, and the area that's gonna be key will be this monthly breaker. Okay, in short, once again, what's a breaker? Sideways price action, right? That leads to a dump or a pump is called supply or demand. People were accumulating longs before an up move. People were accumulating shorts before a down move. Whenever price returns to that area, right, those people gonna want to defend their positions, which often acts as buying pressure or selling pressure. Whenever price ignores the area, right, and it just smashes through. So if you have a pump, price comes back, and instead we just nuke through. Whenever price returns to the area, the people who longed in this area, causing the upside, will want to close out their positions around break even, which very often acts as selling pressure. The other way around, people accumulating longs, people accumulating shorts, price nukes, price ignores the area to the upside. Whenever price returns to that area, those people are gonna wanna get out of their positions as close to break even as possible, which often acts as buying pressure, resulting in a bounce to the upside. Okay, let's remove all of these. Right, back to the monthly. So what did we have here? Let's zoom out a little. This was the sideways price action, right? Sideways price action that led to the down move. Whenever price returns to the area, You could make this box a little wider, right? A bigger range from up here to up here. And then you can see price rejected initially when we first retested it, and then boom, smashed through. But as you can see, as we narrow down to the monthly, I like reducing those boxes because yeah, obviously this is like a 17 to 21. This is like a 4K range, right? It's difficult to base trades off of a range that wide. So I narrowed it down on the monthly to this monthly order block. Okay, order block. I mean, to be honest, order block, supply, demand, accumulation, distribution, call it whatever you want. It's all the same. Okay, sideways price action that leads to a breakout or a breakdown. Okay, so with that being said, that's what we were watching. So we were watching last month's low and this order block, this monthly order block, and we wanted to see bullish price action down there or a retest down there to look for a bounce back towards higher levels. And as you can see, that worked out beautifully. I longed the dip on that move. I posted it live as well. I said, I mean, go look on my Twitter. I set time to bet on a higher low, on a macro higher low. As you can see, this green box here is exactly the same as the previous chart. It's just this this monthly breaker, monthly order block. So I longed down here. My invalidation, I said, was below our range low, the same range that we've been watching for ages, and we were looking for a breakout of this range. Trade worked out beautifully. I did take some profit around range highs, which was here, right? Because in my opinion, we either were going to retrace from this, right, from the sweep of liquidity of this high, and if we didn't, right, then I think we would have more upside towards high, well, towards low 30Ks. Okay, so that's why I took some off on this sweep, right? If we were gonna go down, I thought it would be from here, so I took some off, and I'm riding the rest. Okay, now why being cautious here, right? So to be honest, what we've seen these last couple of weeks is it's always the same, and it's called reaccumulation range, right? It's simply upside, make a high, make a low, sweep the high, sweep the low, and then go for continuation, or high, low, sweep the low, sweep the high, retest range mean, and then go for new highs. Okay, doesn't really matter in which direction it is, but that's basically, you get a point, right? First example here, this can be adjusted to this high. It doesn't really matter which high you take, but these were the highs, right? These were the lows. High swept, low swept, boom, continuation. Okay, what we've seen now, range high, range low, boom, range high swept, or first range low swept, then range high swept. Now we'll have to see, but you get the point. We're simply ranging. I'm personally betting on more upsides. Now the reason that I was cautious on this sort of pattern on on the higher time frames is because you get the same pattern on the way down, obviously. And if you take a look at our range that we've had here, we also had range low here, range high here, range low swept, range high possibly swept, or right, as I said, on the sweep of these highs, sweep the high and then go for continuation to the downside. So that's why I was cautious, and it was definitely the best play in my opinion to take some profit. And as I said, if we were going to continue higher, then I thought we would go a lot higher. Okay, So it was worth it holding, because now, yeah, as you know, I held from here, well, from all the way here, but this is where I closed some, and the rest is up significantly more, okay? Now, back to the monthly chart. What are some levels that I think are key? We're gonna take a look at a different range and remove these levels for now. I'm gonna take a look at this monthly candle, right? This was June, right? So June low and June high. Now, range low or June low got swept, right? Swept. There, ugly candle close. Everyone was betting on downsides. What did we do? Strong reclaim, boom, closed above, straight up continuation to the highs. Where's the next draw on liquidity? In my opinion, towards June high. I think that is going to be key, okay? Now, people were watching this sideways price action, and it makes sense, to be honest, right? That led to the downside as well. But in my opinion, if we, again, I said it again, and I'll say it again, if we would have went for another leg lower, I think it would have been from the sweep of this, right? I think they wouldn't give you the perfect entry to enter here, and I think they would have done something like this and then see the downside. Instead, what did we get? We closed super strong above this range high level. So in my opinion, the draw on liquidity is towards June high. And if you zoom a little out, zoom a little in, you can adjust this level to the highs up here, right? So the clean highs resting up there. Like this, okay? So that is, in my opinion, where the next high time frame draw on liquidity is resting, towards June high, and then the highs above, okay? Now, if you even mark this out with a clean range, right, you can also see the confluence around our range mean. It's beautiful, to be honest. As you can see, resistance, resistance, resistance towards at range mean, smashed above. What happens next? In my opinion, draw towards the highs. It's exactly the same when we had this range, right? Resistance, resistance, smashed above, some ranging. What was next? Range high, okay? So if we remove the rest, right, now you can see it cleaner. Resistance at range mean, well, first initially there, resistance, sold off, swept the highs, resistance at range mean, smashed above, strong close. What happened next? Some ranging, a retest, but ultimately continuation towards range high, okay? Now, let's remove these and let's see this. What happens next? Right? Smash above, some ranging. What happens next? As long as we stay above this range mean, which happens to be the range high of this range, right? So nice confluence around those levels. As long as we hold above there, I think the ultimate target for Bitcoin is June high and the high above, which is at 32, above 32k, let's say. So that's why I'm holding my long, right? As long as we hold above, let's say, this area, okay, I'm targeting 32k. If we close back below, or if we start breaking below and we see weakness, something like this, I'll be looking for shorts back towards this low and target our monthly range low level again. So the level here that got swept, and then I'll be looking for swing longs at this range low again. Break below there and we're going to 12K. But as I've said in my previous live streams, in my previous videos, I personally don't see that happening. I think we're not going to 12K. I could be wrong as always, but yeah, that's pretty much my plan on the daily and on the weekly, well, and on the monthly, to be honest. I think the next high time frame target for Bitcoin is above 32K. People are constantly looking for reasons to fade the up moves and to target lower, which doesn't make sense in my opinion. I think we had a clean shift in market structure from making lower highs and lower lows to making a higher high and a higher low. And I don't see a reason why you would blindly short these. So use that high time frame thought process, that high time frame bias, right? And use that for your lower time frame trades. That's how I do things, to be honest, at least. And that's what I'll continue doing. So let's remove those squiggles now and take a look at the lower time frames. What we have here. So let's start off on the daily or on the weekly, to be honest. So what's our range, right, that we're trading in right now? In my opinion, last week's range. So this was last week's high and last week's low. Okay. And let's see on, why is that line so weird? Oh, okay. So as you can clearly see, price has been trading in between last week's low and last week's high. Price swept last week's low, price swept last week's high. So we initially got the sweep of last week's low here, as you can see, where was the next logical draw on liquidity towards the opposite side of the range, which was last week's high. Boom, last week's high swept. Whatever happens next, we don't know. There's no clean draw on liquidity, but using that high time frame bias and that high time frame range, knowing that we're trading in the upper half of the range, we know that as long as we hold above this area, I think the next target for Bitcoin is up here, and I don't see a reason to look for shorts personally. I mean, it does make sense to look for a short if you have bigger exposure, sorry. And if, like, for example, there's higher lows resting and then you sweep a key high, right? And liquidity is resting lower. But since this range has been played out, and what I mean with that is that range low has been swept and range high has been swept, and we have no clean draw on liquidity, I think it makes much more sense to just sit this out until there's a clean move again. We break either above last week's high, right, which would definitely show strength. At that point, you could enter longs again and target the highs, or we go for lower, and there I'll possibly look for more entries on longs. Okay, so as I said, my target for Bitcoin is up here. I don't know if we'll grind higher from here and go for it like that, or if we'll get another flush, maybe sweep this, right, like that, or go for a lower sweep and sweep last week's low again, sweep these lows again, and then go for the reclaim. Okay, there's a couple scenarios, but as I said, I think the clean target for Bitcoin is up here, and I'll use that bias on the lower time frames to look for some trades. Oops. Where's low time frame liquidity resting? Okay, as you can see, we swept these highs, last week's high. ugly rejection, swept local lows and got a nice buyback. Now we're simply chopping. Where's liquidity gonna be resting on the lower time frames, in my opinion? That's gonna be below here and up here. So that's gonna be our new key range. If Bitcoin does this, trades lower, sweeps these lows into this area, right? And reclaims, I might look for scalp longs back towards the highs. Invalidation probably below there. Hard stop below there. Target up here and the swing higher towards there, which would be a trade like this. Yeah, if you keep your stop there, it's gonna be like this. If you keep your stop there, it's still like a 4-hour trade, which is very decent. Trim some along the way, right? If price reclaims this, could enter along with invalidation there, then it would look something like this. Boom and boom. As you can see, also solid risk to reward. If this doesn't happen and we break below here, then I'll be looking for sweeps lower here and be very cautious because, yeah, this is obviously a bigger area. I could see a straight all the way down towards here, right? And there I want to see a bounce. If we go straight for this area, I'll definitely look for a long there again, on another account probably. Look to trade it higher again. But yeah, that's the one I like the least, to be honest. If Bitcoin goes, it goes, and ideally it doesn't give you the perfect re-entry. So I think one of these scenarios make more sense, right? That we just grind higher here and then accelerate to the upside, or we go for one more flush, stop those people out, and then go higher. Okay, but as I already said, the main target remains the same, 32K. Right. That was a bunch to talk about, but does that make sense? Are there any questions? Targeting 32K. Yes, sir. How would you feel if we go back to 25K? 25K is perfectly fine for me. As I said, this is the area that I want to see hold. Bottoms in? Yeah, possibly. Does liquidity from those June 22 highs still exist? It would require shorts to be still holding, right? Man, you would be pissed if still short from 32K after seeing. Yeah, I know. But yeah, that's how I trade the charts, and that's how I just see things. I don't know if there's still people holding, although I think there are. But anyways, that's just how I see TA, and that's just how I trade, right? I just follow the chart, look at the levels, and it's not necessarily about people being still short, but more about just the key level on the chart. Leave a like, by the way, if you haven't already. Subscribe to my YouTube, helps me a lot. Let's get it to 50 likes at least, you know. Don't you think that in a trend forming high time frame breakout we should get a proper retrace? Nah, definitely not. It's not because you break out that you have to see a retest, right? And especially on Bitcoin, whenever Bitcoin breaks out, it just tends to go without giving anyone the perfect retest. Like, especially on the higher time frames, it just goes. Because, to be honest, retests make me more cautious than not giving retests. Whenever price does this, it's ranging, and it does this and comes back to the level, I'll be more cautious than whenever price just ranges up here and goes. Why? Because if price comes back to the level, right, the chances of us breaking through, right, and accelerating to the downside and towards the other side of the range, right, because if you break back inside, the highs are swept, where's the drawn liquidity to the downside. So then, yeah, that gives me more reason to be looking for shorts. Well, not on the retest, but if we break back inside. But that gives me more reason to be cautious whenever price retests the area than when price ranges up here, sweeps local low, and then just go from there. Mad Marv, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, so for me, if we go back to 25, 24, it's a red flag. Yeah, I agree. That's why I said, that's literally what I said, right? I said, although I like this scenario the least, right? I'll be cautious if we do this, if we retest this area. And I said, I'll be looking for either, I'll only be looking for fresh longs if we reclaim some key levels and see real strength. If we just range around here and we see weakness coming in, and you're right, the chances of us just breaking back down and going for these lows increase a lot. That's why I ideally want to see us sweep some local lows here or into here and bounce from there, or just grind up from here. Do you live in the UK? Nah, I live in Belgium. What would most likely happen after 33k? After 33k, we'll have to see. I'll most likely focus on high time frame and go from there. As I said, you want to use a higher time frame to get your bias and use it for low time frame trades. For example, if the monthly sweeps this and you get a wick in there and you close ugly below here, my bias will be short, because then you just got yourself a high time frame retest of former support then acting as resistance, right? This was former support, we broke below, high time frame liquidity swept and closed back below. That would be bearish. If the monthly closes significantly above June high, right, and we close above some of these monthly key levels, yeah, then fuck it, I'm looking for fresh longs towards 40, 49, 50k. Then these highs are probably the next stop up here, and maybe even extended towards up here. And at that point, where are we? Back within this range. To then from range low to range high, possibly back to 60k. It's been a long time, the bear market, but man, once the bull returns, be careful and be ready. Right, any more questions for Bitcoin? Then we'll talk about some altcoins, I guess. Right, let's do AVAX. An altcoin chart I honestly freaking love. Why? High time frame, range low, range high, just like with Bitcoin. You know, actually this is just Bitcoin, but lagging behind, you know. Actually, I can show you what I mean. See, this is what I mean. Well, slightly, to be honest. It's just clean price action, right? Price makes a low, price makes a high, price sweeps the lows. If it gets a clean reclaim, where's the next draw? Towards the high, okay? What did Bitcoin do? Low, high, swept low, strong reclaim. What was the next target? Range high. Exactly the same on AVAX. Range low, range high, swept the lows, right? Let's get it to one screen again. Swept the highs, swept the lows, sorry. Strong reclaim, rejected that range mean, came back for range low, retest, right? While sweeping these lows, so sweeping lows into the high time frame retest of range low. Where's the next draw on liquidity? Towards range high, in my opinion. So I wouldn't be surprised once Bitcoin slows down a little, that money flows into altcoins, and then I think this will be one to watch. I've posted this setup on, I did for sure on Discord. I'm not sure if I posted on Twitter, but I'm long on this one already. I think I'll be at around break even still. Where's my invalidation? Below range low. Where's my target? All the way up here. It's just a swing long. I think this has legs, man. Once this starts going, it's gonna go hard. So that's the reason I'm bullish on this. What's the invalidation? I mean, to be honest, you could still get a run on these without this ID being invalidated and go from there. So sweep the lows once more. But yeah, then I'd keep my stop probably below this gray area. Range low lining up with demand, right? Swept these lows right here, boom, then went. So I think whenever price returns to the gray area, I'll for sure look for fresh longs on this one, because I think that holds. And I think these prices are pretty damn good considering how high this traded in 21. Did you take any additional trades? Nah, nothing. I'm just in Bitcoin longs and AVAX longs for now. Hello, Matsu. So yeah, that's this one. Yeah, I mean, lower time frame, it's just been in a boring range, you know. And as I said, considering my higher time frame bias, I think this breaks out to the upside, but not sure from where, you know. I'm not gonna get chopped up in the middle while Bitcoin runs. So yeah, that's basically it. You have a range high, range low got swept, range high is unswept, and look at all of these fresh highs. I think this runs. Wouldn't be surprised if this could have taken additional long here, to be honest, right? Range low is swept, boom, stop there. Target, yeah, probably this local supply up here. Something like this. So that's this one. Trading view is incredibly fast again. Okay, so that's AVAX. Let's have some requests in the chat, to be honest. So for you guys, I appreciate all of you coming, by the way. it's nice to see many people join these live streams. XRP, holy shit. I mean, we've talked about this, remember, from here? Damn, I should have caught this. Previous live stream, we were literally saying once this goes, it'll go hard, and look at what happened. I didn't even realize. Yeah, it's coming into an area of where you should be cautious, you know. As you can see, just like with Bitcoin, this former high time frame resistance, former support, which now acted as resistance here, and we just swept these right in there. So gotta be cautious on this one, in my opinion. But yeah, once it reclaims this on a weekly or monthly basis, if we close up here, well, let's see these highs probably, and the next target is there. But for now, I could see us retest around there. Also, as you can see, this weekly candle just shot straight up without making a lower wick. That could also be a reason to revisit that area, especially from this high time frame resistance. So then give us something like this. Maybe from there, go from there, or this and go from there for a retest. And then we'll have to see if we manage to close high time frame above here, then target a lot higher. But this is definitely not the place where I'd be looking for longs on XRP. Do you ever trade Bitcoin pairs to increase your Bitcoin holdings? And can you advise what you like to see before entering? Nah, to be honest, I only trade USDT pairs. I used to in 2017 also trade Bitcoin pairs. But yeah, back then, that was just the thing we did. And there was a lot less options to trade, which is why I did. But for now, I mean, you can literally trade everything with anything as collateral. There's so many options that yeah, you can even trade Bitcoin pairs with USDT as collateral. So I barely do, to be honest. Only focus on what I do sometimes is, if I look at the USDT pair, I also look at the Bitcoin pair, and if they're both looking strong as fuck, then those are the ones that can run hard, you know. Next time, shorter trips, don't leave us alone. Yeah, I'll try. Magic. Let's see. What an ugly chart. Last week's low. Yeah, on the lower time frames, we're sitting at support. But to be honest, what an ugly chart. Right, these monthly levels I marked are gonna be key, and as long as this range low holds, I could see continuation to the upside, but I don't like the way it's trading. It just doesn't look strong to me, right? After all of this, I mean, no higher low on this one. Instead, it's got rejected pretty hard at supply and then just straight down, boom, without a significant bounce. So I don't like that, to be honest. Maybe wait for a sweep of this into this key support, high time frame key support, and then look for a reclaim of this monthly level and this weekly low, and then look for longs towards these highs. But I personally wouldn't be looking for longs right here. God damn, I gotta stop doing this object tree thing. right? So that scenario would then be something like where we, come on. Yeah, I'm sorry. TradingView is so slow sometimes. Yeah. So that would be something like this, where we trade lower now, sweep these lows, and if we then reclaim and see strength, that could be a nice long towards these highs, in my opinion. But unless, until we do that, sorry, I think this looks pretty weak. And I could see this just bleed lower. And to be honest, I could see this go all the way to here. Okay, so yeah, I don't really like the chart. I mean, I'm not trading it. Keep that in mind, by the way. There's no reason to trade something you don't clearly understand or you don't see a clean plan in. And if it's unclean, uncertain, if you don't have a plan, just stay out, you know. ETH. Let's do ETH. Right, so there we also were watching this area as our bounce area and these lows to get swept. As you can see, swept, closed strong, and then straight up continuation to the upside, strong close, right, into these highs. What did we get this week? Honestly, ETH looks even better than Bitcoin. Swept last week's low into former resistance, right? Something like this. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Swept last week's low into that former resistance, now acting as support. I think this sees, as long as the weekly closes like this, I think this sees continuation towards this range high level. And that's going to be key. And whenever ETH trades towards there, Bitcoin will probably be around 32K. They line up beautifully, in my opinion. Let's take a look at where the weekly open is resting, because that's going to be key next going forward. Weekly open. Yeah, see, as you can see, we already bounced nicely on the weekly open. Let's see, let's hope it bounces again. Could see this just like Bitcoin go for this low. Do something like this, reclaim, and then break out. Oof, Bitcoin dumping. So do this, right, reclaim, and then go for the highs. But ultimately, I think this trades towards this range high level. Yeah, we just swept some lows. Let's see the reaction. If the reaction is poor here, and we don't close the hourly green, yeah, to be honest, I think I wouldn't be surprised if we do. No hourly top. What's the 4 hour? 4 hour isn't looking pretty. Yeah, it's either from here, or we'll probably go for this. And then you know the play, right? This play comes into play. How do you say that? Right, so either bounce significantly from here and keep grinding higher, or we probably sweep this low, and then we'll have to see. How do you set stop loss level by key level? I mean, I look for general areas of confluence and then look for sweeps in there. Look for a sweep into that area, and then that's where I'll get involved, and then my stop loss usually goes below the area. Or the same way the opposite way, look for sweeps into key levels to the upside and put my stop above them. But yeah, see, on Bitcoin, I wouldn't be surprised if we just go for the high here and just bounce from here. We just swept a bunch of lows, so, but yeah, let's see. I mean, the long I'm in is from all the way down here, right? So I'm just chilling, and I could see us go all the way back to 25k. And with that long, I'm targeting 32k. On Monday, we'll get back into more day trades as well, right? On the 4 hour, on the hourly, look to get in and get out within the same day. But for now, I'm just gonna take it easy, watch the charts, get my voice back, get some sleep, and then we'll be fully back on Monday. All right. But yeah, I gave you my high time frame plan. I gave you my bias. I gave you my thoughts. So yeah, that's gonna be it. I think I'm gonna go off here. It's been a good one. I feel like my plans are clear, and yeah, I gave my reasons for them, and I know where my invalidation is. I know that I can be wrong. My risk is managed as always, as should you. And with that, right, nothing can go wrong, you know. So I'll see you in the next one. Leave a like, subscribe. Let's get it to 5k subs. Use the link in the description if you want to join the Discord, if you want to get Coin Market Manager for free, if you want to get up to $30,000 in bonuses. Show some love to Bybit, right? And then I'll see you in the next one. We'll definitely do one next week again. Maybe even do two, since I was gone for 2 weeks. Well, 1 week to be honest, but I was less active, so we might do two next week. I'll keep you guys updated, all right, on Twitter and on Discord. So we'll be around. I'll see you in the chat on the Discord, or I'll see you on Twitter. Thanks for joining, right? I truly appreciate it. And see you in the next one. Peace.